Welcome to the Daily Dish with New York Times bestselling author Leanne Ely. Putting vibrancy back into your everyday life and feeding your heart, mind, body, and soul. Join us every day at 1 p.m. Eastern for Motivational Monday, Tuesday's Tip, Wise Woman's Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Food Fight Friday, and of course Q&A, where no question is off limits, and Soulful Saturday. Here is your host, Leanne Ely, and the Daily Dish.
Good afternoon, everyone. Come on in. It's time to get busy. Yes, we are here. We are in the house. We are all about it today. Who's in? There she is. You went to the Grand Canyon, Yvonne. Nice. Nice. I love it. It's so beautiful. Isn't it just such a wonder? I look at the Grand Canyon and I wonder, how can people not believe in God after seeing that, right? There's my girl Doris. Nice to see you. Come on in. Got a big day today. It's day one of the sprint. Where are my sprinters? Pinky's up. It's time to get busy. Hi, Liz. Good to see you. Happy Monday to you. Yeah, we are all about the sprint right now. We have got people just doing their thing. They're in the group. We're doing it now. Erica's in. Sarah's in. Sprint. I left a little video in the group. If you are part of the group, then you saw it. Hi, Joanne. Marguerite, good to see you. Yeah, it's right there. It's a little video, and I'm giving you the big scoop, beautiful view. Hi, Sandy, Beverly. Big view of the mountains. It's just amazing. And I've talked a little bit about where we are and how we're going forward. Jennifer, Lizzie, I'm so glad to see you both. So I hope you get a chance to take a look at it. Jane's here. Just because this is a thing that we need to know. When we are full in and when we're present and when we're doing the things that we need to do, the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, man, does it get better, doesn't it? I'm fasting with you, Jane. I saw that. Gwen, hello. Good to see you. Let's get busy. We got some stuff to do, and this is day one of the sprint. And this, I say this, and you probably think, oh, hyperbole, girl, shush up. I always say this, but it is the truth. I believe that the sprint has the ability to change your life for good. Seriously. Because when we are on an anti-inflammatory diet, and I am talking about not just your food, but the things that you're putting into your mind and what's coming out of it, things start to shift, things start to change. We do things differently. We do things differently. We think about things differently, and it's pretty good. And as a matter of fact, today we're going to be talking about something that I brought to the table in full bloom. If you were a part of that, I don't know if it was this year or last year or whatever, but we're going to be talking about it. We're going to be talking about the fixed mindset. Okay. First of all, I just want you to know this Bio-Omega-3X. It was just brought to my attention that if you're buying Bio-Omega-3X with our supplement of the week thing, this will get you to the place of having this Bio-Omega-3X for the year. That's right. There's 122 capsules in here. You only take one. Isn't that crazy? So if you buy 3, we'll put the 4th one in your cart absolutely free. And if you put ships free into the promo window, you will also get the shipping free. That is a screaming deal. And you will be set up for a whole year. Guy, take advantage of that. That's a screaming deal. Yeah, and I mean this doesn't, and this says this one has July 2022. So it's gonna last a while. It will last more than a year. And then, by the way, if you're getting a bunch of stuff, this isn't this so cute? I thought I switched this. Doesn't it? Does it say? Oh, it's all backwards. Sorry. I don't know why. I swear I flipped everything before I came on. But anyway, supplement of the week is always at savingdinner.com/show. You can pull up another tab and go order. Don't forget, remember, you got to put 3 in your cart. We do the 4th one. And when you put ships free in the promo window, you also get the shipping for free. That's a lot of savings. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And this is how I shop, so I want to pass that on to you. Here's our quote of the week. You ready for it? But you can't see it. because somebody didn't flip apparently enough. There are many things that seem impossible, only so long as one does not attempt them. Did your mind just blow? That's why this is in here, because this is the truth. If we don't attempt them, yeah, of course it's impossible. The only thing that is not impossible are the things that are attempted. When you attempt things and when you put yourself in it and you're saying, you know, I'm going to give this everything that I've got, then there's something that you dig out of yourself that you didn't know you had. That's why I say this about the sprint. It's kind of a test, isn't it? The sprint is a 7-day test to say, listen, get on top of this, girlfriend. You know, it's time to step up to your life and your potential. And this morning, during my meditation, and I had to actually write this down in the middle of my meditation because I get all kinds of things that are going on. And in my meditation, this is the phrase that came up to me. Your potential frames your dreams. And I want you to sit with that for just half a second. Your potential frames your dreams. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. And we're going to get deep into the weeds. We're going to be talking about your mindset. We're going to be talking about how all these things influence and get you to the place where you want to go. This is all interdependent. You know, we are not just one. This is why this is the Daily Dish Show, because we want to bring vibrancy back into your everyday life. Every single day. We want to see you heart, mind, body, and soul fed, feeling good about yourself. We want to see you raise up and become the woman that you're meant to be. There's a potential out there for you, and it all frames your dreams. This is where we're going today with this, and this is good stuff. This is stuff that I have been digging into, and especially digging in. You know, we got our internet back, and then it went out again, and now it's back again. But I was able to finally do one of my classes this morning. Felt really good about myself. Got all sweaty and stinky, you know. And those are the little things that push you into your potential. Those are the things that push you into the place of realizing and recognizing who you are, what you are, and what you're capable of. You know, capacity versus capability, there's an interesting distinction. We're going to talk about that. So the next thing I want to tell you is that tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be doing a webinar to be strong and stay strong. Here is something that I want to say. You know, when we talk about heart, mind, body, and soul, you can't sit on the couch and expect anything different to happen in your life if you don't move your body. You know, we're meant for movement. We're meant for functional movement. I say this to everyone. Functional movement is super important, but so is strength, and so is flexibility, and so are so many different things. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Listen, this is a free program that we're going to give you tonight, and you will see me in all of my glory showing you exactly how to do every single one of these exercises. Every single one. Yep, there you go. My butt will be showing and all. You know how I always say no butt shots? Well, this is a butt shot. You're going to get butt shots and everything. So it's there. You have to sign up though. And even if you can't make it tonight, we will still send you the, you're coming tonight. So you're going to love this program, by the way. It's so easy. And it was not what I put together. This is what a personal trainer, a certified personal trainer put together so that it's all full body. And doing this every other day, you just watch how strong you get. And you know, there's a real connection with strong. When you feel physically strong, what you feel, your mental strong comes out as well. You start to connect those dots, you know. That's why we're talking about all of this stuff today. So you have to sign up. Go to savingdinner.com/strong. And you can get the link for that. It's going to be on Crowdcast. That's where we do all of our webinars, and it's going to be juicy. It's going to be fun, and I'm going to teach you a little bit about what this is versus that, and why we need the full spectrum, and how to get it for free. Yeah, you like free? I like free. Okay. What else do I need to tell you about? I mean, I didn't tell you about the skincare trio today. Do you need to know about that? Who hasn't bought it yet? I mean, who loves this stuff? This is so good. This skincare, I mean, my skin, I cannot believe how soft it is and how strong it feels. It's all from this. It's a trio. It's less than $100. That's huge. But you know how much I've spent on skincare for my whole life? Well, let me just tell you, grab it right now and go to savingdinner.com/trio and go get it. This is something that you need to, this is a gift to yourself. This is self-care, folks. I like that. That's what I have. Thanksgiving menus are free if you want them. You get menus, recipes, shopping lists, timelines, the whole ball of wax. I'm going to show you exactly what to do. Go to savingdinner.com/thanks. Beverly loves it. Jennifer loves it. Yeah, it's fantastic. And especially if any of you are like me, very sensitive to smells, very sensitive to different, chemicals that they put in this, it just makes such a difference because your food, it's nutrition for your skin. That's what it is. It gives your skin what it needs, not a bunch of extraordinary stuff that's, supposed to be all this bells and whistles. So that's what you need to know. We're going to be talking today. I think that's everything. Yep. We're talking about, here I come with my big whiteboard. Are you ready? We're talking about fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. Because your potential frames your dreams, your potential. And the word potential means having the capacity to become or develop into something for the future. I also put the capability because capacity and capability are two different things. Capacity means what exists inside of you, while capability means to the highest level of what exists inside of you. I love that. Don't you love that? It's the truth because, we have the capacity for so many things, but we have a capability that causes us to really draw on stuff that we never knew we had inside. This is why I say to you, do the sprint with me. Do it with me because it causes you to draw to your capacity, but then it makes you realize your capability to go a step further, to take things to the place that maybe you never did before. So we call it the fixed, oh man, and I'm so sad that I didn't do this, but the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset, which is not going to help you at all when it's all backwards like this. I am so sorry that I did this. But the capacity is different, okay? I'm going to put this here and maybe read off of it. And you can, make some notes if you want. But you can't recognize or realize the potential of who you are and what you're about and the things that you can do until you recognize that it starts here. We talked about that last week and about how your words are either going to take you down or build you up. We talked about that in detail. But it's about a mindset state. It can be fixed or it can be oriented toward growth. So one of the fixed things is, and this is a really good book, it's called Mindset by Carol Dweck, D-W-E-C-K, I believe is how you spell it. This is where all this stuff came from. And it blew me away because I recognized in my life, my gosh, I have so many fixed mindset things that just need to be dumped. Because it's just simply not true. It's how we were raised. Because we have to recognize that, when we rise to our potential, we're going to have people that are going to come out of the woodwork giving us their fine advice, right? Have you noticed that? That you start to do maybe some intermittent fasting and suddenly all the amateur nutritionists come out of the woodwork wanting to give you advice and telling you you really don't want to be doing that. Because if you do that, you're going to waste your muscle and ruin your metabolism. Something like that. Or I read somewhere, they just all come out of the woodwork, don't they? Have you, anybody? Oh my gosh, the stuff that I've seen, the stuff that I've read, people asking for advice on boards and what have you, and everywhere, people flood it. Oh, I read somewhere. How is that helpful? How is that helpful? You know what they're operating off of? They're operating off of their belief system. It could be limited. It could be fixed. It could be whatever, but they operate off their belief system. They believe this with all their mind, heart, body, and soul. They believe all of it. This is where they're operating from. And we have to recognize that when people come up and bump up against something that we're trying to do in our lives with their belief system, with their operating system, we have an obligation toward ourselves to say no, because our potential is what's framing our dreams, not theirs. Do you have that? Do you hear me? This is important because this is what gets us off of the carousel of crazy. This is what puts us back into the trust that we need to have with ourselves and the understanding and being back to our truth. You know, I got this from meditating today. This came from me from meditating. Our potential frames our dreams, but not when we let other people into that framing. It's not for them to do. It's up to you. You're the one that needs to do the framing. This is your artwork, your life. And if you're stuck in a fixed mindset, it's going to limit you. It's going to say, you know, I have the capacity for just this teeny tiny much, versus if you have the capability, you're going to say, yeah, I have the capacity for this, but I have the capability for so much more. That's what happens when we start to see things with a different lens. That's what happens when we start to dump the fixed mindset and say, I have more than that available, more than that at my fingertips. You know, is this just not the best? So a fixed mindset is like intelligence is set. I can't figure it out. It's just like that. Where a growth mindset says intelligence is developed, which 100%, do you know the science supports that intelligence is developed? A lot of us have been told that you're only, as good as you can be. And then as you get to a certain age, all the brain cells get killed off. And, I dated a guy, by the way, a long time ago that used to say, I'm just brain dead. And he was an idiot, He said all the time, oh, I'm brain dead. Every time something happened, I'm brain dead. Well, yeah, you're brain dead. You're brain dead. You're stupid. That is reinforcing that. And no, of course he wasn't. But you don't walk around telling everyone you're brain dead. I mean, what are you trying to do? That's an open invitation to a whole bunch of crap that you don't want in your life. We need to say I am statements that are very much indicative of where we are and where we want to go. That's what we need to do. Those I am statements are powerful. They're intentions. They're setting it out and they're creating for you a framework of where you want your life to go. That's why we don't say dumb things like, anytime I'm brain dead, or every time I smell, a cupcake, I explode in fat, or whatever it is that you say. When we say these things, we bring those things in. Because again, our brains look for that. They look for that to support, they get evidence to support the things that we're thinking about. So a fixed mindset then is, what are they going to do? They're going to stay safe. They want to avoid all the challenge. Avoid challenges. Where a growth mindset says, I embrace that. Not only my capacity, but my capability is going to rise up. Got it? Your capability is going to rise up to meet this challenge. And it's, it's something that can be done. We can rise up anytime we make that decision that we're going to do that. We can rise up when we decide we're not going to avoid this anymore. We're going to step into it. We're going to get uncomfortable. It's maybe not going to be a whole lot of fun at the very beginning, but this is the place that growth happens. And you cannot have growth when you shrink back. You just kept getting tinier and tinier and tinier. Now, we get obstacles. They come up every single time. Have you noticed that? It's not just smooth sailing. It's not easy, just put it on autopilot and away we go. Have you seen those self-driving cars, by the way? Don't they scare the living daylights out of you? They scare the liver out of me. I look at it and think, oh my gosh, can you imagine? I saw a 60-minute segment where they showed these self-driving trucks going across country with huge loads. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? But that's where we're going. That's where things are going to go, on automatic pilot on the thing. But I am telling you, if you want a deliberate, potential-filled life, that you don't automatic pilot everything. You don't put a big heavy load of your whole life in the back and then just say go. It doesn't work that way. There's going to be obstacles along the way. So what do we do with those obstacles? Well, we have a choice. We can be defensive about it. We can avoid them. Or we can just give up. We can just give up. So when we do this, what happens? What happens? we don't get what we want. We stay small, we shrink back, and we go back into our little corner with no potential, with dreams, but nothing to frame those dreams with. You see? We can frame those dreams with all of our potential because our potential is vast and huge and unlimited. That's what abundance is, by the way. It is your potential. It is who you are. It's a birthright too, by the way. All you have to do is step into who you are. That's it. So we have to give up the obstacles, and we also know that she who does not quit on herself is the woman who makes the rules for her life. You don't quit. You just find a new way around that obstacle. You don't quit. You just say, okay, I figured out another way not to invent the light bulb, a la Edison, an Edison moment there. It happens all the time. This is just about what it is. If we have a fixed mindset, we think our efforts are fruitless, or worse, oh, this is never going to work. This is too hard. I'm on the struggle bus. I can't do this. I'm just overwhelmed. I just can't. But then when we are on this place of understanding with a growth mindset that effort is a path to excellence and mastery, we see things with a completely different lens, don't we? A completely different lens. I'm a daughter of the king too, Sarah. Nice to meet you. That's what daughters of the king do. They rise to their potential. I mean, when you're royalty, you have to, right? You have duties. You have things to perform. You have people to serve. And we all do in our lives. We all have this purpose put before us by God to help one another. When we do this, and that could be raising children, that could be taking care of an elderly parent, that could be all kinds of things. Our purpose here is not to just be this one center of the universe and that's it, and the whole world revolves around us. No. Our purpose is to help one another, to hold each other up, to bring each other to that place. This is why we build communities in this place. This is why we do the Hot Milk Sprint, to remind us of our potential. We have so much glorious potential. And then the criticism starts, right? We know about this. We know about this criticism, but we have to always remember, where does this criticism come from? It comes from somebody else's belief system that they're trying to put on us. Oh, you can't do that. You shouldn't be doing that. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. You can't do that. I've got one word for all of you, okay? All you say is this, you know what? I'm working with a nutritionist. She's got 25 plus years of experience. I'm going to work with her. She's science-based. It's all good, but thanks. That's how you dismiss that and go beyond that. Otherwise, when you get to this place, when we get the criticism, we learn from it, right? When we're in a growth mindset, we learn from the criticism. They're saying all these things, but they're not all there. We know what to say. Instead of shrinking back, instead of being defensive, instead of saying, oh, but they're all saying this. I can tell you, I've been in a few Facebook groups myself, and I've seen people who say, oh, my doctor said this, and he doesn't want me to do this anymore. Although they're having great success and this, that, and the other thing, their doctors had, 40 hours of nutrition training in 8 years of medical school. Now, 4 years of medical school and then, their residency and stuff. No. Sorry, but no, that's not true. Wrong. That's not what the science says. But don't let them get you there. Just put them in there. You have a rebut. I gave you to you. It's a full sentence. Use it. And then the other thing is success of others. Man, do we compare. And here I am. Is telling you this over and over and over again. And I found myself last night comparing myself to this person, to that person, to this person, to this woman who over here doing this and that over there. And I thought, who am I really in competition with? You know who I'm in competition with? This is what I figured out. And that's why I said your potential frames your dreams. I'm in competition with myself to say, yes, I'm going to go to the next level. That's what I'm in competition with. I'm in competition with my dreams. Are you gonna rise to the occasion, Leanne? Are you gonna do this? Are you gonna just be about capacity, or are you gonna be about your capability? That's who I'm in competition with. And you know, I like a good competition. I like the leaderboard when we go on the Peloton, even though, you know, I'm going to get my butt handed to me by the, 30-year-olds and all of that. That's fine. But I'm still going to give it my best effort. That's my competition, is my best effort. Versus the success of others, when you are in growth mindset, instead of feeling jealous or threatened or compare and having it just suck the joy right out of you, envy, you find that you learn from others. You look at them and say, you know what? If they did it, so can I. If they did it, that means I can too. This is not an impossibility. Years and years ago, it was thought that nobody could run a 4-minute mile. And what was his name? Roger something. I can't remember his name. Ran the first 4-minute mile. And guess what? There's a lot of people out there who can now run a 4-minute mile because they broke the barrier. And that's what we can do when we see success in others. Just say that they've broken the barrier. They're the 4-minute mile marker. They've done it. Therefore, I can do it too. There's a woman in one of my fasting groups who, she had a picture of herself. She had a before and after picture of 1 year of fasting. 1 year of fasting. She lost over 200 pounds, 350 pounds. And then she had a picture of herself. Was it 300? No, 375 pounds, whatever. Roger Bannister. Thanks, Jane. She had this picture of herself, this before and this after. And you know what it was? It was day in, day out. A very growth-oriented mindset. And she said she said she was inspired by others. She didn't hold back and say, I can't do that. That's too hard or whatever. She was inspired by others. She said, I'd come in here and get inspired by others. I put one foot in front of the other every single day, inspired by others. Her growth mindset was on her potential, on her capacity, but also on her capability to go even further, to take it a step further, and to be that rising tide, to lift all the boats. She lifted the boats, all right. That's a lot. You know, that's not a simple, easy thing to do. But you know what it is? It's a daily thing to do. It's a potential. It is a growth mindset. It is taking that potential that she has and framing her dreams of what she wanted. She knew she could do it. Just daily get in there. Daily be a part of it. I love that. And then the other thing is that what happens with all of this, when you have this fixed mindset like this, you get limited success. Maybe a little bit here and a little bit there, but certainly not the same way you're going to have when you have this growth mindset. You have a much higher level of success. What has been a block for somebody else has been inspiration for you. Isn't that the coolest thing ever? And we have to remember too that our belief system is the one that counts. Our belief system, because this is the only life you get to run, unless you're parenting or taking care of somebody elderly. I mean, let me just say, that is also a time-limited thing. You've got you to run for the rest of your life. You've got you to run for the rest of your life. Your children will grow. Your parents will go home to be with their Heavenly Father. But you always have you. And you have to fit into that framework of growth. You have to fit into that framework where your potential is framing your dreams. Your capacity is beyond just mere capacity, and you're living to the place of capability. Higher and higher you go. I'm sorry, but that just freaking blows my mind. The things that we can do, the endless possibilities, and the motivation to do them, it comes from within. It does. If you want to stir the pot a little bit, start meditating every single morning. Just laying it all out there. You want to stir the pot? Start planning out your days every single day. You want to stir the pot and start getting your food on target again? Start planning your food every single day. When we live deliberately on a plan, we find ourselves getting higher and higher success. When we're just shooting from the hip all the time, one day we wake up and we say, geez, where did it all go? We lose our opportunity to take our potential all the way. Our potential frames our dreams because our potential shows us what's possible. Our potential gives us this endless ability to be able to do the things that we don't think we have the capacity to do. But we do. We just simply need to do one little thing today to get there. And then we do it again tomorrow. Shampoo, rinse, repeat. It just keeps going and going. What I have recognized and what I have seen, that just doing something is a whole heck of a lot better than doing nothing. And once we can get our head around that and start taking it to the next step and the next step, the next thing you know, we have accomplished a goal, no matter how small it is. So today I say to you, here's a small goal. How about being all in for 7 days? Very small goal. All you have to do is show up. All you have to do is put one foot in front of the other. All you have to do is follow a very well thought out scientific plan that's going to show you the capacity and the capabilities that maybe you didn't know existed before. That's what it's about. So here's your alignment assignment. You ready? 1, determine, are you growth minded? Do you have a growth mindset? Or is there some things in there that are fixed that need to be dumped? Go through it and start thinking about it. Especially those of you who take notes, this stuff will really help. You can come back to this and just figure out where you sit on that whole, that fulcrum. Is it growth or is it fixed? We need to know that. Number 2, show up. Show the heck up. Step up into your life. You can step up or you can step out. That's what I've seen. And I see a lot of people come and go in the sprint group. And it makes me sad. It makes me sad because the capacity and the capability and the potential and all the things part of this is that you're missing out. And just by leaving and not being there means that you're missing out on one of the most important components. You know what that is, of course? It's having a community to support you. We all need this. This is in our DNA. We need each other. We need to know that we're okay. We need to belong. We need to be a part of a community that values us. You will see this in the Hot Milk group. Don't shrink. Stand up. Put your hands into fists. Put them on your hips. Put your head up, shoulders back, and be like Wonder Woman. And just think about the potential of what lies ahead for you. Be that woman. And remember that it's always about excellence. Excellence is the path. Always. Excellence is the path. And that means that there will be bumps. It's not perfect. Perfect is the other side of glory. You won't get it here. So if you've been discouraged in the past about not doing it perfect, not being this and not being that, let me just say that answer that discouragement a minute. Let me address that belief. Let me address that. That belief is wrong. You aren't going to do it perfect. You can't do it perfect. You are a human being in an imperfect world living with a bunch of other imperfect people. Notice that? Ever notice that your kids are just slightly imperfect? Ever notice that there's imperfection all around you? Ever turn on the news and watched a bunch of imperfect human beings battling it out for whatever? This is the world that we live in. It's really flawed. So you making a determination that you're going to go and do this perfectly is flawed. What I will say, however, is that when you make a determination that you are going to take the excellent path, then you're giving yourself a whole lot of latitude and you're on a path with a whole lot of other women who are holding you to the same standard. Yeah, you're going to be, if you want to be, you can be accountable. If you want to be, you can be that woman who holds the other's hand, who needs to help each other up. You can be that encourager. You can be that supporter, and you can go and at the same time say, help. I need help and I need support. There's nothing wrong with that because that's who we are. That's the complexity of who we are as human beings. Flawed yet striving for excellence, not perfection. Because excellence makes us do things well. Excellence makes us go inside and look for the capacity and the capability to rise to the occasion. We can always do that. We can always do that. And I want to say this, that discomfort is all a part of it. It's the struggle. It is the struggle. We talked about that, the baby chick being born. If you help a baby chick be born, that baby chick will die. It needs the struggle. It needs, that's how it gets the oxygen flowing. That's how it does its thing. Yes, it's going to be wet and exhausted after it busts out of that egg, but this is how chickens are born. And same thing with caterpillars, who when they become that little, pupa and they're in their cocoons, you don't help them out. You don't go grab a pair of scissors and help them out. If you do that, you're going to hold back the growth of the butterfly. They'll never realize the full extent of those beautiful wings. This is how it is. And we need to embrace that and understand it's by great divine design that we need to feel that and kind of lean into it a little bit, Just say, you know what, this is a little bit difficult, but guess what? The other side of that, I am going to be so much greater and so much better and so much more. My capacity to love, my capacity to help, my capacity to find my purpose is all going to show up. And this is why I keep saying, do the sprint, do the sprint. Self-care is an act of self-love, by the way. And this is part of the thing that we fit into the equation so we can nurture ourselves, heart, mind, body, and soul, so that we can give out and give back heart, mind, body, and soul to the ones that we love, the ones that need us, and the ones that are looking toward us for help. Our children, our elderly parents, the people that we work with. This is what we need to be. This is what we're called to do. Let's remember this too. There are two pains. You get the pain of regret by not even starting and staying in this fixed mindset, or you get the pain of saying, oh, it's going to be hard, but you do it anyway. And I'm going to tell you there's a big difference, because the pain of regret weighs 300 pounds, and it will take you down, and it will weigh you down, and it will hurt, and it will be a lot harder to drag around the whole earth with you. Or you've got the momentary discomfort, and you say, I'm just going to jump on that bike anyway. I'm just going to go ahead and do it anyway. I'm going to give this 10 seconds of this push anyway. And at the end of it, you get to glow and bask in your own glow of, I did it. I did it. Self-satisfaction. That's fantastic. Oh, Sarah, what a thing. Did you see this, you guys? Sarah's daughter said, Mommy, you're strong now. 5 years old. Mommy, you're strong now. That's why I say to you, our physical strength is often in direct proportion to our mental strength. How we show up in the world is everything. And this is how we show up to our children. Can you imagine? This is how we show up for our parents, for our community, for our family. This is how we show up. When we're strong, we show up strong. And that strength will take us to all different kinds of levels in our lives. I have found in my life when I'm physically fit and feeling strong in my body, this mind, this heart, this soul is so much more capable. So much more capable. And then your son says, of course, your butt's not that big. There you go. I think children just bring it down and keep us in that humble place, don't they? So tonight, we are going to have this incredible webinar. I'm going to take you all the way through what physical fitness is, okay? And what it isn't. And where to push and where not to, and what to do about it. It's free. I'm going to give you the program tonight for free. Go to savingdinner.com/strong. This is the only way you're going to be able to get this program. I'm not going to be sending it out in emails, nothing. You got to show up. If you don't show up, you'll get the replay and you can still get it. But we'll be giving it away tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. savingdinner.com/strong. You're welcome to share this. This is not a secret club or anything. Share it on your social, whatever you want to do. And let me just say this. Thank you so much to you for showing up, and you who are regulars who show up all the time and share our content and share what it is that we're doing. Our hearts are in this place of wanting to take you to the next level. We're doing it ourselves. We're working hard together as a team. We're setting up our whole year for next year so that we can serve better. If you've gotten a survey, please send it our way. Send it our way. Put your email address in there if it came without an email address so we can send you an ebook. We have an ebook for you. But we're doing this because we want to show up even better than we have this last year. We're looking at excellence too. And we want to be as excellent as we preach here every single day. So thank you again for showing up. Thank you again for buying our supplements. Thank you again for supporting this little small women-owned business that are run by a bunch of pretty badass women, if I do say so myself. Sorry, I just threw out a naughty word. I think you can all get over it, right? Thank you again. Peace be with you. I'll see you tonight.
Thanks for watching. You can find us on YouTube on the Saving Dinner channel or on the Saving Dinner Facebook page. Check back daily for new episodes, Monday to Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you missed the live show, you can watch the replay. Until next time, pinkies up.